World's nature.
Disclaimer. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. It is not meant to be taken seriously or as a reflection of reality. Please view this video with discretion. The Witch's Golden-Haired Prey, a long, suspenseful, and entertaining horror story. Deep in the heart of a dark and forbidding forest, there lived a wicked old witch. Her name was Malvora, and she was known for her insatiable hunger for young, golden-haired girls. Malvora was a hideous creature, a witch, with sunken eyes, gnarled fingers, and a crooked nose. Her skin was as pale as death, and her hair was long and black as night. But her most distinguishing feature was her thirst for golden hair. Malvora believed that golden hair was imbued with magical power. She used it to brew potions and cast spells, and she even wore it in her own hair. But she was also obsessed with consuming golden hair itself. She believed that eating it would give her eternal youth and beauty. One day, a beautiful young girl named Anya wandered into Malvora's forest. Anya was lost and alone, and she was scared. She came across Malvora's cottage and knocked on the door. Malvora answered the door and invited Anya inside. She offered her food and water, and Anya gratefully accepted. Malvora was immediately smitten with Anya's golden hair. She could see that Anya was a powerful source of magic, and she knew that she had to have her. Malvora gave Anya a delicious meal and a warm bed to sleep in. But when Anya was asleep, Malvora cast a powerful spell on her. The spell bound Anya to the cottage, and it forced her to stay there forever. The next morning, Anya woke up to find herself trapped. She tried to escape, but she couldn't move. She was bound to the bed by Malvora's spell. Malvora entered the room and smiled wickedly at Anya. "Welcome to my home, my dear," she said. "You're not going anywhere." Anya begged Malvora to let her go, but Malvora refused. She told Anya that she was going to keep her prisoner and use her golden hair for her own selfish purposes. Malvora forced Anya to work long hours in the cottage. She made her cook, clean, and do all sorts of chores. She also made her wear long, flowing robes that covered her golden hair. Anya was miserable. She longed to be free, but she knew that she was powerless to escape. Malvora's spell was too strong. One day, Anya was working in the garden when she saw a handsome young man walking by. The young man's name was Ethan, and he was a local woodsman. Ethan was immediately smitten with Anya's beauty. He stopped and asked her why she was working all alone in the garden. Anya told Ethan about Malvora and the spell that bound her to the cottage. Ethan was determined to help her. He told Anya that he would return the next day with a plan to rescue her. Ethan returned to the cottage the next day with a group of his friends. They were all armed with swords and shields. They stormed the cottage and confronted Malvora. Malvora was furious when she saw Ethan and his friends. She cast a powerful spell on them, but Ethan had come prepared. He had a magic amulet that protected him from Malvora's magic. Ethan and his friends fought bravely, and they eventually defeated Malvora. They broke the spell that bound Anya to the cottage, and she was finally free. Anya was overjoyed to be free. She thanked Ethan and his friends for saving her. Ethan was also glad to see her safe. He had fallen in love with her, and he knew that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Anya and Ethan left the cottage and returned to Ethan's village. They were married a few months later, and they lived happily ever after. But Malvora was not truly defeated. Her spirit still roamed the forest, searching for new victims. She was always on the lookout for young, golden-haired girls, and she would stop at nothing to get her hands on them. Many years later, a young girl named Lily was playing in the forest when she came across Malvora's cottage. Lily was a beautiful girl with long, flowing golden hair. Malvora sensed Lily's presence, and she emerged from the cottage. She was hungry for Lily's golden hair, and she was determined to have it. Malvora cast a spell on Lily, and the girl was instantly frozen in place. Malvora then dragged Lily into the cottage and locked the door. Lily struggled to break free from the spell, but it was no use. She was trapped. Malvora approached Lily and smiled cruelly. "Welcome to my home, my dear," she said. "You're not going anywhere." Lily tried to speak, but she couldn't. The spell had also sealed her lips. Malvora reached out and touched Lily's golden hair. "Such beautiful hair," she said. "It would be a shame to waste it." Malvora pulled out a pair of scissors and cut off a lock of Lily's hair. She then placed the lock of hair in a cauldron and began to brew a potion. Lily watched in horror as Malvora brewed the potion. She knew that the potion was made to steal her magic and her youth. When the potion was ready, Malvora drank it. She then turned to Lily and smiled wickedly. "Now," she said, "it's your turn." Malvora forced Lily to drink the potion. Lily struggled and resisted, but it was no use. She was too weak. Lily drank the potion, and she immediately felt her strength fading. Her hair turned white, and her skin became wrinkled. She was transformed into an old woman. Malvora laughed. "You're mine now," she said. Malvora used Lily's magic to power her spells and potions. She also used Lily's life force to keep herself young and beautiful. Lily was trapped in the cottage for many years. She suffered greatly, but she never gave up hope. She knew that one day, someone would come to rescue her. One day, Ethan's grandson, Elijah, was walking through the forest when he came across Malvora's cottage. Elijah was a brave and kind young man, and he sensed that something was wrong. Elijah knocked on the door, and Malvora answered. She was surprised to see a young man standing at her door, but she quickly recovered. "What do you want?" she asked. "I'm looking for a young girl named Lily," Elijah said. "Have you seen her?" Malvora laughed. "I don't know any Lily," she said. "Go away." Elijah didn't believe her. He could see the evil in her eyes. "I know she's here," he said. "And I'm not going anywhere until I find her." Malvora snarled. "You're making a big mistake," she said. Malvora cast a spell on Elijah, but he was protected by his grandfather's magic amulet. He fought back, and he eventually defeated her. Elijah broke the spell that bound Lily to the cottage. Lily was finally free. Elijah and Lily returned to the village together. Lily was transformed back into a young woman, and she was reunited with her family and friends. Elijah and Lily fell in love, and they were married a few months later. They lived happily ever after, and they never forgot the evil witch Malvora. Thank you to all of you viewers on the World's Nature YouTube channel for watching this story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the World's Nature channel. Your likes and subscriptions help us to create more great content for you. Take care and goodbye.